Yeah, eat, sleep, fantasy, you rockin' with the best. NFL Fantasy Football Podcast. We talking mock drafts, running backs, better follow the conversation with
John,
Dale, Christian, and Armando. Screaming Eat Nation, we doing what we like. Tune in every week, guarantee we get it hype. Fantasy, football enthusiasts, I know you plan to be joining us on Eat, Sleep, Fantasy. Yeah, Eat, Sleep, Fantasy. Eat, Sleep, Fantasy.
Just in case you don't know, Armando makes hipsters look like new agey.
Yeah, I kind of do. You know, you got to live it. You got to, I'm like the next level. I'm what they want to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. That is very true. Very true.
So let's move on to our buy low, sell high. This is what I've been looking forward to all evening. Let's jump right into the wide receivers. I'm going to throw a name at you. You tell me if he's worth a sell high. Chris Godwin.
Man, part of me wants to say no. So I get it. If you look at where he is now among wide receivers, he's unbelievable. He's number 3. He's number 3 in the NFL. But again, he only has 33 targets. He has the fewest targets of any top 7 wide receiver by a lot, but his touchdown upside is huge, and this offense is huge. I don't like selling players with that high of a ceiling. I don't think he's hit his ceiling yet. But so, what would you do, Chris Godwin or Odell Beckham Jr.? I think those are two guys that are relatively close. I'd prefer Chris Godwin over guys like Amari Cooper. I'd prefer him over T.Y. Hilton. Go ahead.
I don't mean to cut you off. So with Odell Beckham, we're going to talk about in a minute. The thing about you, I started looking at schedule. The Cleveland Browns have had a terrible schedule as far as for quarterback and wide receivers going forward. Their end of season schedule, they are playing bottom 10 pass defenses from week 11 on. So, yeah, I would rather have Odell Beckham. If I'm looking to the championship, I would rather have Odell Beckham to Chris Godwin.
I would
now,
as
if you're asking about Mike Evans or Odell, I don't know. But moving forward, yeah, I definitely would take the Odell over Godwin.
Man, it's crazy. I love Mike Evans. I really, really do. Obviously, he hit the huge touchdown, and they're ranked number 3 and 4 respectively. But part of me wants to say Chris Godwin, and this is the thing that's crazy. Chris Godwin, the number 3, Mike Evans, number 4. The fact that they have 2 wide receivers in the top 5 is bananas. And I think both of them are at value. Now, if I could swap Godwin for any of those big names, Odell Beckham Jr., Julio Jones, I have no problem doing that. But Michael Thomas, even, those type of guys, I would do that. But outside of those guys and Keenan Allen probably, I think these are both top 10 wide receivers rest of season.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. But you're also looking at what you can get with Odell Beckham. I mean, you're looking at name more so as well with that value. When you get Odell Beckham, now you can start talking about trading for someone like CMC, where if you include Chris Godwin with Todd Gurley, that's not going to happen type thing. That's just the way I would think about a trade as well, as like how these guys will package in other deals moving forward if you're not going to hold on to them.
Right.
So here's a question. Godwin or Amari Cooper?
Godwin. I'd prefer Godwin.
Oh, I don't disagree with you, actually, surpringly.
I'm not the biggest Godwin fan because I'm not the biggest Amari Cooper fan because he does disappear from time to time, and I hate that crap, man. He put up 9 points, so that's okay. I don't consider that a disappearing game, but trust me, he will have a lower point total at some point this year. It's gonna happen.
I guess I was gonna throw out Cooper. Okay, Cooper Kupp or Chris Godwin?
Chris Godwin.
Yeah, okay. I agree with you on that one too. Last one. Kenny Golladay or Chris Godwin? That's an easy one, right?
I do like Godwin, but no, I'm gonna say Godwin over Golladay.
Okay.
I do like Golladay. I think
Golladay has a chance, but he's been consistent enough. But yeah, I agree with you. I would still take Godwin. That's just been that last week. Just hard to look past. So next thing we're going to talk about is DJ Chark. My man, DJ Chark. I love that guy.
Yeah, I don't mind selling him because I don't think that he's a complete wide receiver. He is a go route guy, and he has capitalized and done very, very well. He only has 19 catches, but 3 touchdowns. Again, I like this offense. I do like Gardner Minshew, but again, he's a top 10 guy. I would prefer a lot more players over him. I would, if I did have DJ Chark, I would package him and sell high right now. This is a perfect candidate. I think you hit spot on with this one.
I do think he's a sell high. I mean, he's top 10 right now. I don't think he's going to sustain that value, but I do see him as a wide receiver 2 going forward. And he's ranked higher than Odell Beckham. He does have some really nice games coming up. He plays Cincinnati and Houston and New York, which are really bad against the pass. Let me throw some names at you. He's ranked higher than Lockett. Chark or Lockett?
Lockett.
Do you think that's a trade that can happen, or would you package?
You'd have to package. You'd have to add something. But yeah, Lockett would be the play there.
Yeah, I think that's someone I think that's a real possibility if you can try and go after someone like Lockett going forward.
I don't have DJ Chark as a top 24 wide receiver rest of season. I have him just outside of that. I don't.
Oh, all right. Want to make an bet on that one? He dropped. He didn't drop a touchdown pass. There was a penalty called back on a touchdown pass this week.
Yeah, I'll take that bet. I don't think he finishes as a top 24 wide receiver. Okay. Done.
Right. Done. That was easy. All right, one more. Chark
PPR, right? Or the PPR?
Oof.
It's PPR.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't.
How about half point? Can we just do half point?
No. It's PPR.
Full PPR.
Man. It's freaking. I almost messed up the year. It's 2019, man. Are we not to this point yet? What rankings are you using?
I'm just using whatever. I'm on NFL.com.
Fine, that's
right
fine.
now.
Half point PPR. That's fine.
All right. All right. Chark. Okay. One more. Chark or Brandon Cooks?
Ooh, Brandon Cooks.
I'd take Chark. There's only one mouth to feed over there besides.
He's my least favorite of the wide receivers for the Rams, though.
Yeah.
I'd say Kupp, then Woods, then Cooks.
All right. Marquise Brown or Chark?
Marquise Brown.
God damn, you are really low on Chark.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
All right. McLaren or Chark?
McLaren.
All right. Let's move on to McLaren. He sat out this week, but he's still a top 12-ish guy. Is he a buy low or sell high?
Yeah, well, I just bought him in a league that I'm in with you. We just did. So, and that's fun, man. We got 2 buy low guys. But yeah, I'm fine with McLaurin where he is. He is the undoubted number 1 target on that team. Now, we'll have to see what will happen if it's going to be a quarterback change that's going to affect it. But just because that wide receiver core is so void of talent, it's going to be McLaren. So I don't know why. I just believe in him. He's looked great versus they use him all over the field. He's running the full route tree, which we did not see at Ohio State. I'm a fan. I'm all in on this guy.
Yeah, he's putting up historic numbers right now when he's playing. Like, it's kind of crazy. He's like past Calvin Johnson on his rookie campaign. Like, it's kind of crazy. I'm all on board. Let's see. Would you rather have Courtland Sutton or McLaren?
Courtland Sutton.
Okay.
I like Courtland Sutton a lot. He has looked like one of the better wide receivers in the NFL.
All right, I'm going to waste a waiver on him. He got cut in one of my leagues.
That's ridiculous.
McLaren, yeah, I cut him for Baker Mayfield.
What the fuck?
What did you want? It's a dynasty league. I
feel you.
Cooper, Hopkins, and DJ Moore was like, who do I cut? And I just cut. It was just a panic move.
I prefer Courtland Sutton over DJ Moore.
Oh, really?
By a lot. Yeah.
I don't. No, it's not close for me. But we'll see if I get him. Okay, McLaren or Larry Fitzgerald?
McLaren, but it's super close.
Do you think McLaren is a top? He's top 24, obviously, right?
Yeah, I'd say top 16 off the top of my head. And I do have Fitzgerald pretty close to that, too, especially with Kirk out. I think Fitzgerald can put up close to 100 receptions.
Oof. I don't think I think Fitzgerald is one of those guys that's going to fizzle out. I mean, he's been good, but he's definitely slowed down from week 2. 36 yards and 47 yards. He does play Cincinnati next week, so that's going to be interesting. If he can put numbers up next week, then I'll buy him.
I'm all in on Larry Fitzgerald, man. This offense was made for him. I don't care how old he is. And congrats to him. He moved to number 2 all time for most receptions, and I don't see that's going to stop anytime soon. I just want to take a second to thank Manscaped.com. If you want to improve your private life and your private parts, head over to Manscaped.com. Use promo code ESF. Receive 20% off whatever your order is, however little or small your purchase package is, and also free shipping. Plus, if you buy one of their grouped products where the entire care package, receive a free carrying case as well. Manscaped.com is the only thing that you will need for all of your grooming needs in your nether regions. Absolutely incredible product. Head over to Manscaped.com. Use promo code ESF for 20% off and free shipping.
All right. Julian Edelman or McLaren?
McLaren.
Okay, DJ Moore. Oh, you just said this, so never mind. This is not.
I'm not in on DJ Moore.
Okay, well,
he's
going to be part of my buy low. So
he can't keep fumbling and be in the NFL. I'm sorry, just not on him.
All right, let's move on to our buy lows. DeAndre Hopkins has looked, I think, pretty abysmal. He had minus 1 point in one of my leagues because he threw an interception. I think you can get him pretty cheaply right now. He was drafted as a number 1 wide receiver in the first round. What are you doing with him?
Man, I've tried to get him, and I am getting shot down. I am sending insane offers with future first rounds and like all that stuff, and I can't get him. So we'll have to see what happens, but his target share has dropped big time. And the play of, DeAndre Hopkins, of the quarterback Deshaun Watson, it's dropped big time as well the last 3 weeks. But they played 4 tough defenses: New Orleans, Jacksonville, Chargers, Carolina. And so curious to see what's going to happen in the upcoming year. But you cannot get this guy. He's a top 5 wide receiver. I would take him over every person we have talked about today. If I was re-ranking wide receivers just off the top of my head for redraft only, I'd have Keenan Allen number 1, I'd have Julio Jones number 2, and then I'd have Deshaun Watson number 3. DeAndre Hopkins number 3.
I don't disagree with you. I wrote an article or a paragraph for Fantasy Pros, and I wrote as DeAndre Hopkins as a possible bust. So I kind of hoped this wouldn't happen, but I thought it could happen.
Right.
And I'm kind of worried about him. I think he's going to finish top 9 guy. His schedule does ease up moving forward. But
that's the thing. He's the number 18 wide receiver right now, and he's played 4 of the toughest pass defenses in the NFL.
Exactly.
So, chill out, first off. If you have him, don't trade him. Jesus, hold on to him. But if you can go get him, definitely try.
Okay, so let's work out a trade. Just hypothetically, I have DeAndre Hopkins. What are you going to try and give me for him, realistically?
I'm going to probably do a 2-for-1 package play of a wide receiver that has overperformed. Okay,
like
let's say
Sterling Shepard.
Yeah, Sterling Shepard, and I'm going to package him with a running back that has done the same. That's in the running back 2-3 range. Something like Wayne Gallman. I'm going to throw in Sterling Shepard and Chris Carson or something like that. I'm going to try to do a 2-for-1 or a 3-for-1, try to get you some depth and try to maximize everything I got. Josh Jacobs and, I don't know, Tyler Lockett, something like that.
Yeah, I can see that being a trade I get for DeAndre Hopkins. I would, personally, the way I would tackle if you're trying to get DeAndre Hopkins is maybe send another big name that's not performing as well, like maybe Odell Beckham or Juju, who's got a quarterback change. You can send that guy with another running back like you mentioned. I think that's more plausible. Right. I think if you try and get DeAndre Hopkins, you need to throw in a bigger wide receiver name that's underperforming, obviously, or overperforming. A couple guys we talked about, like DJ Chark and McLaren, both of which could perform well or not. I don't know.
You got to go get those guys, and if you got a chance to, go do it. So yeah, I'm with you. Go get them. Go get them.
Yeah. So Odell Beckham is the other guy we're going to talk about. He's had one good game, just like DeAndre Hopkins. what are we doing with Odell Beckham? Are you buying low?
Yeah, you can buy him low, but again, like this is somebody I think Odell Beckham rest of the season and might be top 10, but that's it. Like I'd put him at around that quarter or wide receiver 10 spot. He's not a top 5 guy in this offense. We've seen them explode for huge offensive game, and they didn't use them. They are a run-heavy team, and they can't block, so their passing game will not work. And what's his next matchup? 49ers on Monday Night Football. He usually does well in prime time, but I don't know, man. I love Odell, and I'm a huge Odell fan. I don't like this offense, and I hate the offensive line. So I buy low for sure, but don't overpay like he's one of the top wide receivers. You'll be very disappointed.
Would you rather have Juju or Odell?
Odell. Okay. Just because we have not seen – the game's about to start, but I'm not the biggest believer in Mason Rudolph. I think he's great, but I prefer Odell by a lot. Okay,
cool. I'm kind of on the fence about it. I don't know. I would think I would rather have Juju, but it's a mess. I think both those teams are a mess. So let's move on to our last guy and for the wide receivers. You disagree with me. Up until week 1 and 2, DJ Moore was a number 3 targeted wide receiver in the NFL. Cam Newton went down. I think that right now is a good time to buy DJ Moore. When Cam Newton comes back, he's going to pop right back up to being, one of the most targeted receivers. And like we said before, the more volume you get, the more chances you have to succeed.
Fair enough. I know a lot of people like him. He's not my cup of tea. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I love how he plays after the catch. So we'll see. I don't disagree with you.
He's very talented. He's basically a running back, but I guess the issue is just ball control and consistent hands. Anyway, not a fan.
Yeah. All right, that's fine. So let's move on to running backs. We have Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones, Matt Breida, Josh Jacobs, and Kenyon Drake, all under buy low. Which one of these guys are you targeting the most?
Still Leonard Fournette. We told you 2 weeks ago, go get this guy. He is on pace for a ridiculous amount of targets, and he's already got almost 100 touches. So, again, another guy that's on pace for close to 400 touches, and he just hasn't got a touchdown. He's the number 9 fantasy running back right now with 0 touchdowns. He rushed for 220 damn yards in a game, and there was still more that he could have went. Love Leonard Fournette. He is a top 3 running back rest of season for me.
Whoa.
Go get this serious? Guy. Yes, he is. Yeah. And my top 3 guys, and you can say whatever you want about it, Dalvin Cook would be 1. I would put Christian McCaffrey 2, and then Leonard Fournette. And Dalvin Cook and Christian McCaffrey, either one of those two, I think there's a huge gap. Those are the 2 guys. Dalvin Cook, Christian McCaffrey, and then Leonard Fournette would be 3.
I feel like that's kind of bold, John.
Thank you. I want to be bold.
Okay. All right. I think that's I can't. No, I don't agree with you in any way, shape, or form.
I love it, man.
I love CMC and I love Dalvin Cook, but Leonard Fournette, number 3. I mean, you got Nick Chubb, you got Ezekiel Elliott, Alvin Kamara. Like, I just think that's a little crazy. As bad as he's been, up until this week, I just don't think that's...
I think Alvin Kamara can't be Alvin Kamara till Drew Brees returns. I think we've still got some time before that happens. Nick Chubb, again, that offensive line is not great, and he did have this great 3-touchdown game, but I think that he's a top 10 guy. I like him, but I think those 3 guys, those are 3 decent offensive lines that running offensive lines, and the volume is so much more than all the other guys are going to get. I don't think that Nick Chubb is going to be able to continue what he's doing, especially when Kareem Hunt returns end of year, so that affects that as well. Again, whenever I'm looking at running backs, I am looking at pure volume and then talent, and I think that these 3 guys have it in spades: Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, and Leonard Fournette. I just think they're built for it.
Okay, how do we make a neat bet on this one? Because
top 5 running back finishes top 5. Leonard Fournette.
Okay, I think he finishes outside the top 5.
Perfect. Hell yeah, mark it down, baby.
And this is half point PPR.
Sure, perfect. Stay with the theme.
Great. All right, good. So the next guy, I guess, only other guy I want to talk about. We talked about him earlier. Ronald Jones is a buy low. I feel like I just bought low on him because he is a running back involved in a high-powered offense. I think he's going to continue to eat away at Peyton Barber. What are you giving away for Ronald Jones, or do you disagree with me?
Yeah, it depends on your league format. This is a move you're making for 3 weeks out. This is something you're going to trade for him, and you just sit him on your bench because he's still a little volatile. But unless you're like dealing with some major injuries or bye week depth or whatever, he's going to be a flex play at best. But the thing about Ronald Jones is this: would you be shocked if he finished as an RB2? And you can get him for dirt cheap right now.
Yeah.
I really think you can. So I am trying to get Ronald Jones in almost all of my leagues. Yes, I just traded him away on this podcast, but that's because I have 5 other running backs in that league, and my wide receivers are not great outside of my 2 starters. So you figure out what you need, but yeah, go get him. Go get him.
Yeah, 100% agree with you. So we have Matt Breida, Josh Jacobs. I don't really understand the Matt Breida love on this one, if you could tell me about it, and then I'll talk about Kenyon Drake.
49ers are leading the NFL in rush attempts per game, averaging over 4.7 yards per rush, and he is going to be a guy there even after Tevin Coleman returns. The 49ers will have 2 fantasy-relevant running backs each and every week in a Kyle Shanahan offense. He doesn't need the crazy volume to be fantasy-relevant. This is a guy that I think is relatively cheap, and his value is not going anywhere. The downside is he's not getting goal line carries, but he is big play potential huge. If he adds touchdowns at all to this, and everybody's going to say, oh, but what about Jeff Wilson Jr.? Well, guess what? Jeff Wilson Jr. is about to be waived or inactive because once Tevin Coleman comes back, 49ers are not keeping 4 running backs on their active roster every week. Nope. So that goal line position stand is going to be vacated. Now, maybe it could be Tevin Coleman. We don't know. We've never seen him with the 49ers play more than a quarter, but I think Matt Breida is going to start getting a little bit more goal line work.
You think he's going to be, what, top 24 guy going forward, or where do you see it?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
Okay, I was curious.
Where is he now? Where's he at now?
He's not even close to that.
Well, he's only played 3. He's 42nd, but he's only played 3 games. He's averaging 9.6 fantasy points per game, so he's 2 points out as far as just per game average, and I think that's going to shoot up with some touchdowns.
Do not disagree with you. Josh Jacobs is on the list, but the other guy I think is kind of shocking to put on this list is Kenyon Drake. This is pure volume. This is just 100% pure volume. He's playing almost 80% of the snaps, and they've gone through their gauntlet of hard games. He's in the pass, and he's in the rush. I think you have to get him. He's averaging almost 10 points a game in PPR, and I don't think there's anyone else out there that you can get this cheap with this amount of volume.
Yeah, it's hard. There's a premium. There's only 32 teams in the NFL, and I feel like this is the argument you have to make when you talk about Miami players. The starting running back is the starting running back, and you got to think that they're going to improve a little bit. Now, you're talking upside. Best case scenario is a running back 3, which means number 36, and that's off of volume. You're hoping he gets a touchdown, and that's about it. But you do like the fact that the snap count is what you said, 80%. They're fading Kalen Ballage. He's having horrible games, man. He only got 8 snaps last game, and he's just been downturned big time. So, I don't mind it.
And this is just, thinking ahead as well. If the Dolphins, which they probably won't, but they also, if they do turn it around. They're playing the Jets, the Giants, and Cincinnati week 14, 15, and 16. Like, that is as
there you
great
go.
as it can get.
Imagine a Miami Dolphin running back winning you your fantasy championship.
I don't doubt it. He did it a few years ago. I think it was 3 years ago. He was the guy. It's just possible. That's all. So a couple sell high candidates is Aaron Jones and Todd Gurley. I don't believe in. You tell me. I just do not believe in Aaron Jones. He looks bad in the rush. I know he's involved in the past, but I think you can get a lot for Aaron Jones just because of the name.
I think you can too. I don't mind him, especially with Jamal Williams going out. I don't know how long he's going to be out, but that injury looked awful. He was released from the hospital on Thursday night. But I do think Aaron Jones, I would wait to sell Aaron Jones one more week, maybe 2 more weeks, because he's going to get an insane amount of snaps these next 2 weeks with Jamal Williams out, and then sell. So, again, keep this on your radar. I think you can get a little bit more value for him, but, yeah, it's coming, especially with Devontae Adams out. Now you're thinking they're going to rely a little bit more on the rush than normal, so I would wait a week or 2.
What would you trade Aaron Jones for if you own him? Who are you targeting? Like, are we thinking Devin Singletary, or are we thinking a little higher than that?
Oh, way higher than that. Aaron Jones is currently 1 touchdown out of the lead for rushing touchdowns in the NFL, so you can dislike him all you want, but at the end of the day, this is somebody that he matters.
Yeah.
So he's the number 11 guy right now. I'm looking
Kerryon Johnson or Aaron Jones going forward?
Kerryon Johnson, Le'Veon Bell, Josh Jacobs, maybe. Josh Jacobs is not being involved in the passing game at all, so I'm going to say no on that one. I would do Aaron Jones and something for Saquon Barkley straight up right now, understanding you're going to miss probably 3 or 4 weeks. But, we didn't put him on this list, but Saquon Barkley is a guy I would not mind targeting at all.
Yeah, so this is kind of meshing. This is my idea. This is meshing our buy, sell, buy low, sell high. If you have Aaron Jones, you can target Kerryon Johnson and then ask for something else as well. Because right now Aaron Jones is ranked higher, but we both believe that Kerryon Johnson is going to be the better running back rest of season, right?
Yes. Yeah, I love
Kerryon
Johnson.
Yeah, so we could do like an Aaron Jones for Kerryon Johnson and maybe like a DJ Chark. Or something like that. You can get more bang for your buck.
Yeah.
In that way. So
cool
that's
with
just
that.
one way to think about that trade. So the next guy is Todd Gurley. They say they want to get him more work, and he looked great this week. He's a sell high candidate for me. Do you agree?
Yeah. That offense is interesting. They're not always going to throw for 500-plus yards. You know what I mean? But you look at what Todd Gurley was and is. He got 67 snaps out of 89 snaps on the offense, which is great. But he didn't grade out well anywhere. He got the touchdowns, which is nice, but you could still get name recognition maybe for him. But again, what are you selling for? Are you trying to do like a Todd Gurley and something for Dalvin Cook or a Christian McCaffrey? I doubt that's going to happen, but you could try it.
Yeah, he's one of the guys that I would say package with someone else. Like I have Todd Gurley and
gosh, man, it's
Brandon
so crazy that we're at that point. Yeah, I'm still not okay with that. I get it, and I don't have any shares of Todd Gurley. I've traded him everywhere I had him. Dynasty, I didn't touch him in redraft. But damn, this guy has been the best player in fantasy for like 3 straight years, and now we're talking about packaging him with somebody else.
You got to think about name recognition. You have someone in there that does not listen or pay attention to football. I look at his numbers recently, and they're like, okay, this guy's fucking great. Todd Gurley, yeah, just get him off your roster. You package him with Calvin Ridley and upgrade at running back somewhere or wide receiver. Like that's what I think you should be looking at. And maybe not. Maybe you should just try to do name recognition right off the bat. But he's not going to continue doing what he's been doing, in my opinion.
Okay. All right, my bet of the week, guys. We have been detailing a lot of these with Nitrogen Sports, the #1 Bitcoin betting site in the world. These guys are incredible. All you got to do, head over to eatsleepfantasy.com. It is a website. Click on the Nitrogen Sports banner. It's going to take you over to your site. Very easy to set up, very easy to get money in and get money out. And because they are a Bitcoin site, it's betting on steroids. It is a lot of fun. And here is the bet that I want to talk about this week. One of my favorite bets. The Buffalo Bills are traveling to the Tennessee Titans, and it is a -3 game for the Tennessee Titans, which anytime you see a road game, usually that is 3 points. So for some reason, the money in Vegas is telling us that the Tennessee Titans and Buffalo Bills are equivalent teams. I do not believe this to be the case. Yes, Josh Allen may be out with a concussion, but it doesn't matter because the Buffalo Bills have the best, yes, you heard me say this correctly, the best defense in the entire NFL. I think that they are the #1, worst case, top 3 defense. They are coming off a very rough loss to the New England Patriots. But I'm telling you right now, the remedy for that is playing a subpar quarterback, which you have in Marcus Mariota. Look for the Buffalo Bills to destroy, more than cover the points, and they are getting +3. So the fact that you get 3 additional points just makes this bet all the more. So head over to Nitrogen Sports. I'm going to be putting my money down on this one. Make sure you head to eatsleepfantasy.com. Click on the Nitrogen Sports banner. Head over there. Put some money down on this one. Enjoy playing with us. Again, just want to say thank you to Nitrogen Sports, the #1 Bitcoin betting sports site in the world.
So the next 2 guys, LaShawn McCoy and Jordan Howard. I think they both sell high. Jordan Howard had a huge game. LaShawn McCoy is doing okay with Damian Williams being out.
Yes.
What are we looking at with these guys?
Trade both. Both will be in heavy running back by committees for the rest of the year once Damian Williams comes back. Yeah, Miles Sanders has continued to get more and more work. It's only a matter of time. Sell. I don't think either will be the primary running back on their team moving forward.
Not at all. Get whatever you can for both of them. I would, package them for like a tight end or something, to be honest. So this is, you tell me if I'm crazy. I put Mark Andrews and Evan Ingram as sell high. With Golden Tate coming back, I feel like he's going to be the one that suffers the most with the targets.
Man, I don't know. I buy into both of these guys, and it's funny because Evan Ingram's the #1 fantasy tight end, Austin Hooper 2, Mark Andrews 3. It's so funny. All offseason we told you these 3 guys are insane values. I did not think there was any chance in hell that they would be the top 3 guys, but we were saying, look, if you wait on tight end, get Austin Hooper. Get Mark Andrews. Get Darren Waller. We didn't talk about Disley much, but these are guys that you got for cheap. You waited on tight end. Evan Ingram went after the first 3. He was kind of that 5th to 6th tight end. But still, you can cash in now. Now is time to cash in on these guys. But again, go get somebody else. I don't mind trading Evan Ingram straight up for George Kittle. I don't mind doing it, something like that. Or you can go trade cross position. Anytime you can cash in a tight end for a top wide receiver or running back, that's always huge just because of position scarcity. You can still pick up decent tight ends are available. Jared Everett still out there. Noah Fant still available in a lot of leagues. Jack Doyle still available in a lot of leagues. Jordan Atkins, there are people out there that you can get and plug in that are going to be decent players. Now, don't trade them for anything. You bet, you are capitalizing on a premium tight end. So you're talking like a top 18 wide receiver, top 18 running back, somebody that you believe in rest of the season.
I don't disagree with you. I'm targeting, if I own Evan Ingram or Mark Andrews, I am trading Mark Andrews and something for Travis Kelce or Kittle or Zach Ertz. That's what I'm thinking right now. Is I don't think Mark Andrews is going to continue to be a top 3 guy. He has been, he's come back down to earth after 2 weeks, and I think he can still get a top 3 guy realistically rest of the season with Mark Andrews and Evan Ingram as well. Yep. So with buy low, I put Jack Doyle and Kittle. Tell me why I'm wrong about Kittle, because I don't know. I feel like I own him in a league, and I feel like I want to get rid of him right now.
Oh, dude, what league? Can you trade him to me?
No, I can't. It's a Dynasty League.
Why?
You're not in my Dynasty League.
Oh, my bad. Okay. Well, here's the deal. This guy has played 3 games, not 4. Okay?
Right.
So keep that in mind. And he's had 2 touchdowns called back by stupid penalties. You look at where he is. He's ranked as the number 13 tight end right now, but he's played 1 fewer games than everybody else. This is a guy that can win your entire league for you. Go get him. He broke the record last year for most receiving yards ever by a tight end, and he has balled out completely this year.
But that was a different quarterback, and that's what I'm nervous about.
His targets are fine. His targets are just fine. He's got 21 targets, 17 catches. That's a great catch rate. So he's averaging over 5 catches a game. He's averaging about 60 yards a game. Just got to get the touchdowns. And a big play potential, this is an offense you want to buy in on. This is like a prime, sell Mark Andrews for Kittle, right? This is what we're talking about right yes,
now.
I would do that.
Right. What about Ertz? Ertz is in the same boat as Kittle.
Yes, I would do
the
that.
Same.
Whoa. No. I would prefer Mark Andrews over Ertz.
Rest of the season?
Yes, I would.
You want to make it that a neat bet? Like I feel really like you're definitely like wrong about that one. I'm off the Mark Andrews train.
You're off of it? Why? Explain why.
I just don't. I know the targets are there, but
He's got more catches than Ertz does. That's the only thing that you could say about Ertz is that, well, he's going to get more targets, more catches, but he hasn't.
He did the majority, if not all, his production the first 2 weeks. He played Miami and he played Arizona.
That's
Last
true.
week he played.
Good points.
So I do not believe that. Sure, he might get a touchdown here and there like he did against Cleveland, but the targets are there, but Lamar Jackson is not good. He's not a good NFL quarterback. Sure, he's great in fantasy football.
No, I'm fine. I'm with you. But I think they're close. I do think that they are close. I
think Mark Andrews is a top 12 guy, sure, just because of
yes, he
tight
is.
end position, but that's about it for me. I think he's going to bottom out 9 for me.
Dude,
Ertz
I
is
love
gonna be a
those
top
red
3
zone
guy.
targets, man. I love those red zone targets.
He gets the targets, but they're way over the people's head. They can't even catch that shit. Like they're not. I don't know. So are we doing this, or did I talk you out
No,
of it?
it's close though. But I'll give it to you. I do like Mark Andrews more than you, but I think that there's about 10 tight ends that are valuable, and after that, if you don't have one of those 10, then I don't care. Like there's 10 guys of value. Evan Ingram, Austin Hooper, Mark Andrews, Kelsey Waller, Disley's going to be involved in that, and then you've got Kittle. That's pretty much it. Like you've got those guys as far as fantasy relevancy, and then outside of that, you just got a guy. It's a jag, just a guy. So either get one of those, or if you have 2, then cash in big.
You might have 2. Like it's very possible you have Mark Andrews and Evan Ingram.
Well, I have Kittle in a lot of leagues, and he was on his bye week, so I picked up Disley 2 weeks ago or a week ago in a lot of leagues. So now I'm going to cash in. I'm selling Disley. People are going to take I'll package Disley with Cole Beasley and get a better wide receiver is what I'm going to do in almost every
I
league.
have Waller and Kittle on a roster, and I'm debating on which one to keep in a dynasty format. I think I'm going to keep Kittle, but Waller is continuing to build up that value, and I don't think that value is necessarily go down. I think he's one of those guys that's going to be steady. Those targets,
the most targets, man.
Yeah,
Most
nice
targets and most catches for the tight end position, and I don't think it's going to stop.
Yeah, I might start both. That's going to do it for our episode, John. Is there anything you want to...
Dude, we went long. If you're still with us, man, that was a lot of content. So make sure you stretch after you listen to this so you don't get cramps. And, it was fun.
To my wife for this one. All right. Goodbye, everyone.
Peace.
Yeah. Eat, sleep, fantasy, you rockin' with the best. NFL Fantasy Football Podcast. We talking mock drafts, running backs, better follow the conversation with
John,
Dale, Christian, and Armando. Screaming Eat Nation, we doing what we like. Tune in every week, guarantee we get it hype. Fantasy, football enthusiasts, I know you plan to be joining us on Eat, Sleep, Fantasy. Yeah, Eat, Sleep, Fantasy. Eat, Sleep, Fantasy.